Jerry. Here we go again. I know Jerry very well. I like Jerry very much off the field. I can't defend him on this one. He drives me nuts because even now, even still, he's more concerned with self-promoting Jerry Jones, attracting attention to Jerry Jones by using, once again, a phrase he's used before, a slightly off-color colloquial phrase that just attracts attention to Jerry and distracts from the point he was trying to make. And Jerry is still, to me, as a GM, too caught up in acquiring players who are better at drawing, at box office, at entertaining fans than actually winning football games. For me, I'll take winning over entertaining any day. I'll take 6-3 Dallas any day over box office. I don't care about box office, but Jerry has always cared to a fault about box office. Jerry, to a fault, has too often gotten caught up in the city of Dallas that idolizes and hero worships its Cowboys unlike any city, more than any city I've ever been in. They do in Denver, as you know. Yes. They do in D.C. We're going to talk about RG3 a little later and how he was sort of a victim of that idolatry in D.C. But in Dallas, it's just Cowboys. And since 1989, Jerry has gotten caught up in that to the point that I thought over the last couple of years he was starting to pull back and let his son Stephen, who is not interested in self-promotion, take over the reins a little bit more. Now, I'm not seeing that this year. I'm seeing Jerry still out front doing his radio shows, trying to make what was a very valid point, and he was basically saying, there's nobody we could put into the 53rd spot on our roster who's more valuable as a special teams player than keeping Tony Romo eligible just in case he heals quicker than we thought. Well, that's a pretty sound, great point. That's what I wanted to hear.
Just say that.
Just say that. But Jerry reached for that pet expression again. He used it back during the lockout as the players were coming to terms back in, when was that, 4 years ago?
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah. And it distracts because all anybody talked about all afternoon was, what? Jerry said, what? What does that mean? And I'm sorry for him because I've defended Jerry as much as I can, but I can't defend him this time.
Skip, it's not very often that we agree, but I'm going to have to agree with you on this. If you look at Jerry, you mentioned he purchased this football team in 1989, and within his first 7 years, he had 3 Super Bowl wins. Winning can be intoxicating, but it seems to me that he kind of transitioned from being an owner of a successful football team to wanting to be the owner that got credit for having a successful football team. 1 playoff appearance in the last 6 years. But you know what he's done in the last 10 years? He has the gold standard as far as stadium in North America, $1.2 billion Jerry's Playpen, Jerry's World, as they call it. They just cut the ribbon. Now they finished a $1.5 billion practice facility, over 90 acres. He's more concerned with that. I'm not going to say he doesn't care about winning, because clearly I believe he does.
Right.
Because you know he'll leave no stone unturned. He will, no matter what the guy's record, if Jerry believes this guy can help him win a football game, Jerry Jones will sign him. No matter what the backlash, what we think in the media, what his fans think, he cares about winning. But the headlines always read, how many owners you know have a weekly spot on a radio show? I think that tells you something in and of itself. You look at his bio, it pops up, you see his picture, owner, president, GM, and also ... janitor. He controls everything.
He does.
He loves that. Because,
as he said in his opening press conference in 1989, I'm going to know everything down to the socks and the jocks. To your point,
yes.
he knows the socks and the jocks.